Oh, we got one question here. Do you think there's a ceiling to how good serves can get? Is CS close to that? It is way too early in our sport to call anything a ceiling by any stretch of the imagination. We're nowhere near that. If you had told me that there were going to be cut serves, I would have told you you were crazy, that we would have figured out spin by now, and that just happened last year. So I don't think there's any sort of ceiling. I think that Tyler and PJ are going to keep being at the forefront of the meta. I'm sure Tyler's sitting in the offseason going like, well, my cut serve's so good now and so consistent that I should start working on something else. So he's probably trying to do a reverse cut serve or a flango cut now. Like, I'm sure he's doing something. I don't think we're anywhere close, and I think we still see people succeeding without something that's as simple as a cut serve. Like Preston has a little bit of cut on his now, but he's for the most part still just clocking the crap out of the ball at you. I'm kind of doing the same thing there. You've got Trucker who's just clocking it like super wide, but he's not really cutting it nearly as much as everyone else, and I think that that's going to be a big thing in the future as well. And yeah, Gasway, flangos can absolutely cut. It's definitely a thing. I've seen PJ do it. I saw you do it a couple of times while we were in the Spike Van too, which is super sick. But obviously, PJ's is just disgusting when it happens, and I think that's going to be some of the next stuff in the meta. But I don't think we're even close. I don't think we're close on even hitting something that we take for granted, and everyone says is too easy. I don't even think we're close to the cap on the meta of anything in our sport. It's been like 5 years, and that's way too early to say that we know anything about it. Defensively, I don't think that we know whether body's a good idea or not. Like, I think sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. But I don't think our game even has a ton of like fundamentals that will be taught for 30 years. We have fundamentals we can teach people now that will help you succeed now. That's why I urge people to stay creative and keep trying to come up with new stuff, because our game's not even close to being solved. It is still in its infancy, and hopefully we see some people come up with some cool stuff. But at the end of the day, like, you really don't even need the tricks and stuff like that. I'm not a tricky kind of guy. I've done the same serve since 2015, and I'm still finding myself on podiums the majority of the time. The key is just consistency. The key is serve receive. Those are the things that everyone should be striving to push themselves on. Don't try and teach yourself Tyler's serve. Start by serve receiving a little bit. It's very important to do that. I guess I'm not saying bodies will go away either. What I'm saying is that, like, I think a year ago we were saying like, oh, now it's just going to be everyone bodying all the time, and that's just not the case. Like, there are still a lot of people running stuff down. This weird like mix and match, push and pull idea of trying to keep the hitter guessing, I think, is my favorite combination right now. But I think we thought that bodies were going to be everything in 2016 and 2017. They just proved to not be. But it's definitely an important aspect of the game. But it's by no means like the correct way. Like in volleyball, you should set up a double block on every hitter. Like, those are the correct things to do, and I just don't even know that like even setting up a body every single time is the correct thing to do. That's just my opinion. You can at me on that. That's fine. But that's what I'm kind of thinking of in terms of the meta of our game.